Let's cut across also to my colleague, WION's political editor, Kartikeya Sharma, joining me on the phone line for this story. The first visit back to his home state after that landslide victory, Kartikeya, and the number of people who've shown up to see Prime Minister Modi in many ways echoing the sort of numbers that the BJP was able to win this time around.
You know, it was for the first time after Indira Gandhi, or I would say for the first time, this is something which Indira Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru had done 50s and 70s, where a pro-incumbency wave was produced. And I think this pro-incumbency wave was very, very visible. Though even in 1952, Congress was able to win 347 seats, they were able to improve the tally by 357 in 1957 with some 8 to 7% of votes. But then that was what they got. So for Narendra Modi to cross 300 mark, simple majority with other alliance partners, it just shows that, you know, this is the geographical, almost, he has reached the threshold of the geographical limit of one party. The largest one which one party has won was 400 plus, but that is in the wake of Indira Gandhi's assassination. So nonetheless, it's a substantive victory for any party. But yes, going back to Gujarat, yeah, he is, he has ensured that he never forgets to remind people that he comes from Gujarat. And I think he needs to thank them, 26 seats in 2014 and 26 seats in 2019. Gujarat, on his request, has been pretty much favorable. It has given a result which he wanted. Even Rajasthan had been that way, 25 out of 25 both the times around. It's a rare feat. So obviously he's going to visit his mother, take blessings, do a road show, then some sort of a small rally. But I think the message would be very, very national nature. But I think he's going to address his core constituency, which is Gujarati diaspora, Gujarati, basically. So, and this is not going to be the day, even tomorrow, he will be going to Banaras, and there again he's going to thank his constituents. After that is the real work starts. When he's going to start meeting people, because on 30th at 7 p.m. the swearing in starts. And I think the swearing in is the D-date, and before that, names of the ministers and all that, that will be important.
Absolutely. And of course, we've got confirmation on the date of the swearing in, May 30th, as you mentioned, Kartikeya, at 7 p.m. at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The Council of Ministers will also be sworn in on the very same day. We've, of course, been also reading about the sort of congratulatory messages that have been pouring in from around the world. Today, there was an interesting call from the Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan to the Prime Minister-elect. Just goes to show that despite the differences between India and Pakistan, it's necessary to push forward with dialogue perhaps, but India has maintained quite clearly that there is absolutely no space for terror and talks to go hand in hand. Perhaps that explains why no invitation has been extended to Pakistan's Prime Minister for the swearing in this time.
Also because the reason, it would have become very, very hypocritical if, Pakistani Prime Minister had come for his swearing in. The whole campaign had, a diplomatic angle. The words like Ghus ke Mara, we have taught a lesson to Pakistan, and suddenly you invite the Premier of Pakistan, it's like a volte-face. Wouldn't have gone down well with his constituency and wouldn't have gone down well in general. So I think it's but natural that Pakistan has not been invited, though, it doesn't mean that the conversation and the courtesies and the formalities between two have not taken place after his victory. That has.
Sure.
But then I think domestic constituency has been so riled up during the election. I don't think there is it is very naive to say that with this mandate a solution will come, because what has happened is, Aisha, that position has hardened on the Indian side also.
Absolutely.
Generally, on the Indian side, there was some flexibility. That flexibility was exercised. But after Balakot, our strategic doctrine has changed, threshold levels have been redefined, good or bad, the paradigm has changed. So I don't think he enjoys that much of flexibility in dealing with Pakistan. I do not agree with those experts who say that just because he has got numbers, he will be able to take a decision. But it is like saying that you will be able to take a decision, but are you prepared to shove it down the throat of your core constituents who voted you in power because you hit out at Pakistan?
Do you think also the cautious approach to Pakistan after the victory is a learning perhaps, Kartikeya, from the outreach that the Prime Minister demonstrated the last time he was sworn in?
I think, a learning word is something which I would say it's a great learning curve for the Congress party. Two things, 2 or 3 days after this victory, one thing which is really still excite me is that somehow Pulwama and Balakot, it's like people would say that's the obvious reason that Pulwama and Balakot helped Bharatiya Janata Party. But it is that response which crystallized during the electoral campaign that it's only BJP which can respond to Pakistan, not Congress. After 2008 Mumbai carnage, they did not react, but after Pulwama, they did a Balakot. I think that somehow got crystallized. An unfortunate part is that the JNU controversy, Rahul Gandhi going to, JNU and then not giving him ticket, dissonance within his own constituency and consolidation of opinion against him on national security by opposite constituency has fetched 100 extra seats to Bharatiya Janata Party. The surge which we have witnessed on constituency to constituency basis, which has obliterated all the previous sociological, I would say, signposts for judging elections, is because of Pulwama and Balakot.
Absolutely. And of course, today's visit to Gujarat also extremely poignant, extremely important for Mr. Modi. As you said, this is his core constituency. He does contest the Lok Sabha elections from Varanasi, but he does make it a point also to come home to his home state and to reach out to the people, really speaking, who put him in power in the first place, that is in Gujarat.
You see, Gujarat is a place where he honed his skill in terms of a polarized election. Let me be very frank and honest about it. Gujarat was one place where, in a state where Pakistan came into play, Mia Musharraf came into play, James Michael Lindo came into play. Most of these things came into play. So Gujarat is a place where the first test took place in terms of creating your own powerful constituency, so much so that even if you are caught on a wrong foot, it consolidates. Look at what's happening in America, Aisha. Despite constitutional, I would say, issues, despite procedural issues, despite his temperamental character when it comes to foreign policy, America, the middle America, continues to woo him. The middle America continues to love him. The middle America continues to see him as a savior. So similarly, I think globally we are also witnessing this phenomena where certain type of politics has failed. Strong leaders are being appreciated. Older consensus, which I call, which existed throughout the world, is being broken down. So if you have to see from a global perspective, he's one part of it.
Right. Stay with me, Kartikeya, just for our viewers joining in this evening. Visuals on your screen from the grand sort of preparations that have been put in place for the visit of the Prime Minister-elect Narendra Modi and the BJP party president Amit Shah to Ahmedabad in Gujarat. This comes even as the date of Mr. Modi's swearing in along with his Council of Ministers has been confirmed. The President's office has released a statement announcing that Mr. Kovind will be administering the oath of office and secrecy to the Prime Minister on the 30th of May. That's 4 short days away from today. The swearing-in ceremony will take place at 7 p.m. at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, which is the President's residence in New Delhi. Remember, speculation is high in terms of the presence of foreign leaders at the swearing-in ceremony. As per reports, formal invitations have been sent out to a number of world leaders to attend Mr. Modi's swearing-in ceremony. Now, even as we are waiting for confirmation on who all have been invited for Mr. Modi's swearing in, there is confirmation on who's not been invited, and that is Pakistan's Prime Minister. Sources have told WION that Mr. Imran Khan hasn't been extended an invitation for the swearing-in ceremony on the 30th of May. Sources have told us that Khan has not been extended any invitation for the ceremony. Meanwhile, he did speak with the Indian Prime Minister-elect Narendra Modi earlier today. It was a telephonic conversation in which Imran Khan congratulated Mr. Modi on his victory in the recent election. The two leaders talked about South Asia. The call lasted more than 3 minutes, in which Mr. Khan expressed his desire to work with India. Imran Khan said that he looked forward to working with Mr. Modi towards the prosperity of both their countries.